This video provides an introduction to Q-Skills. Q-Skills is a self-paced e-learning product designed for a person of any skill level from any industry. We'll start with the Q-Skills menu and we'll come down and have a look at histograms. What we see is typical of the topics in Q-Skills. We start off with a description, some examples, and move down to exercises, simulations or games. In this case we're going to have a look at the ship game. This game is based on a real life story in process improvement. We're on a ship on a rolling sea a couple of hundred years ago and we are shooting at an enemy. It's not hard to see why they had a poor hit rate. What we'll do is to fire 20 shots, then the system will draw a histogram of where our shots have landed. We'll then be asked some questions to interpret the shape of the histogram. We can see that a histogram has been drawn for our process, and we don't make the common mistake of trying to draw a distribution over the top of it. The purpose of the histogram is to help us understand the process. And we can see here that we've tended to overshoot a little bit, and the next time we play the game we should take that into account. Now we're asked, if we played the game again, what would we expect the histogram to look like? And of course the answer is this one here. And what we do then is play the game again to validate that result. The purpose of using games in this manner is both to entertain the student as well as to make the data more meaningful so the student gets a better understanding. Let's have a look at one of the other sections in Q-Skills. In this exercise we're using a game to demonstrate how a cause and effect diagram is used to find possible causes for a slow trip. Well, here's our first possible cause, speeding. Once we reach our destination, we'll look at the cause and effect analysis to try and determine other possible causes. And once we determine a possible cause, we go and play the game again to validate that cause. In this flowcharting example, we observe a process and then are shown how to create a flowchart for it. In the following section, we move on to create one of our own flowcharts for a process. This is an exercise on scattergrams, and what we're going to do is to plot a scattergram for various tyre pressures. So we put some air into the tyre and see how far the car travels on one tank of gas at that particular tyre pressure. Once we've found a distance, we plot it on the graph and go and collect another data point. Let's have a look at the final part of Q-Skills, and that's the mastery test. Now the mastery test is normally the most intimidating part of any course, but to make it less intimidating we've turned it into a game. In this case the game was invented in India about 500 years ago as a means of teaching people the principles of right and wrong. We've just landed on a snake. If we get this question incorrect, we'll move down the snake. And we keep on going until we complete the quiz.